Hello, and welcome back to Fatal 12. On the last episode, we've met our final participant who has collected some unlikely allies to work together to eliminate Alan Scorpion. Steel is his name, and we're about to find out what his game is, really. But, we'll have to get there first, so may as well continue. She holds nothing but fear for them in the Court of Fate, but they seem like regular people. Try not to tease Scale too much. Oh, I don't know why I said it's Teal. It's Scale, apparently. Try not to tease Scale too much, Odette. I'm starting to feel sorry for him. Oh, you caught on? Is that what they call a woman's intuition? You're a bit younger than I imagined, but plenty mature. How about we ditch these losers and go somewhere else? Do you mind, Federico? That's weird. Why are you the second person we're introduced to if this is what you're really like? Miharu takes a step back upon hearing his proposition. Words aren't necessary when her expression shows the answer. You're an idiot, you know that? Well, I can't blame you for thinking she's probably got the moves. Anyway, I ain't against partnering up. Just wanted to call you out for contradicting yourself. Hate to admit it, but we're also struggling. You're a lot more troublesome in person than I imagined, madam. So now that we're officially partners, until we eliminate Alan, let's save making a plan of attack for later and seal the deal with another round. You want anything? You want something yet, Miharu? Probably nothing alcoholic. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask that you will swallow something other than alcohol first. Miharu holds out an empty glass, with a bold smile. Odette does not seem too bothered, but Federico and Scale obviously are. Their expressions are full of worry over what she'll say next. I happen to know Alan's cause of death. It was part of my initial set. So what? For real? You may have reliable information networks at your disposal, but it's not enough to counter the advantage I have already in my possession of the card itself. Guess we gotta swallow your condition first, huh? Fine, go ahead. Indeed. If we're going to cooperate, then I ask that we target number 4 first. Skill is already aware of this, but it was a Mega Girls University High School that he targeted, my school. There was only one casualty as a result, but it just so happened to be an underclassman I knew. So you'll tell us Alan's cause is death if we help you eliminate the kid? Miharu nods. Damn, hurts to imagine can have revenge on her mind. Everyone can have revenge on their mind. Revenge is like the easiest thing. It's just not the most satisfying thing. I'm fairly sure she isn't seeking revenge here, Federico. Should a participant be eliminated, their actions since the start of the divine selection will be undone. This is one of the rules. You're looking to bring back your friend through eliminating him, aren't you? You're free to interpret my intentions however you wish. Count me in. There are few things more just than wanting to save a friend. No more Four's actions undoubtedly make him evil. All we're doing is changing the order of which we do things. The reason why his regret card disappeared remains a mystery, but I get the feeling that the 4 of us can get past that. Thought of debt? It'll take a bit longer overall, but we're guaranteed to get our hands on Alan's cause of death while eliminating another participant at the same time. Did you consider the possibility of us turning you down? I considered it wasn't likely. Skill's decision to leave number 4 for later was likely due to the fact that one of his cards among those he started with. He wouldn't bring up the topic of his regret card disappearing without a reason, after all. At the same time, you not bringing it up whatsoever is somewhat suspect. The odds are in Miharu's favor. The rest relies on Odette's reaction. She's not worried about being wrong. If she is, then they will likely assume she's overthinking things. Huh. Odette cracked a smile. Miharu's gamble was a success. That was what Odette's expression says to her. Not only did she have either a name or a regret card belonging to you, but she also witnessed it disappear in response to a change of contents. Miharu notices Scale's expression turn far more serious too. She nods to herself with confidence, having confirmed her suspicions were right. You're right, I had the kid's name card and saw it disappear with my own eyes. By process of elimination, Scale must have had his regret card. You do realize this entire scenario is why we're leaving that kid for last, right? We can act as if there's no solid guarantee things will work out. Prioritizing him just ain't gonna happen if you don't have another surprise in store for us. Something like knowing his cause of death. True enough, but hey, I agreed to this assuming she knew that. But of course, I don't know his cause of death though, just his name. Oh, now I'm interested. So the name card you had didn't disappear. So that's how you know it. You managed to get your hands on the info after the cards vanished, right? Mind telling us where and how you managed that? I'm under no obligation to disclose that. However, I will share his name with you, or should you agree to target him first? Well, we only know his name right now. His actions make him easy to trace. I'd say we're in much of a better position to gather information, gather the rest of his information than Alan is. Miharu casts an overt glance over to Scale. Scale seems to comprehend the meaning behind it immediately. Leave that to me. I figured that we'd start with his cause of death, but this actually makes things easier. Plenty of journalists are looking into that case on their own, so this should serve as a good bargaining chip. You're fine with that, right? Miharu offers another nod. She's not quite sure just how much she can trust him, but he has already proven his ability to gather information by uncovering Odette and Federico's names. Sucks that I won't get to stick it to that annoying man, I'm assuming, right away, but it ain't like we've got anything to work with. Let's go with our plan for now. Count me in too. Looks like all your effort was worth it. I'll take that as a compliment. Thus, Miharu shares numeral 4's name with the three of them. She also reevaluates her opinions of them. Scale is undoubtedly hiding something. His true intentions being a mystery leads her to that conclusion. He may be suspicious, but the things that he has told her when they first met seem to be the truth. Yet he still chose to team up with Odette and Federico. Federico himself lets Odette do all the work. But he's a sharp one, regardless. He's also the type of person whose actions are hard to predict. Mostly because apparently they're all all his actions are kind of pathetic a bit, to be fair. When he was first introduced, he's like this cool mobster, but anyway. Specifically, if he snaps at some point, what he would do is anyone's guess. As for Odette, she speaks for herself. She saw right through Miharu's nerve during their exchange. As much as she tried to look calm and composed, Odette spoke of her effort involved in doing so. She knew. It's important not to slip up when talking to her, but Miharu now understands that focusing on that too much can just be as dangerous. Well, let's drink up, troops. Are you for real? Well, I'm in. Following that, Miharu exchanges phone numbers with Scale. While hesitant at first, she ultimately goes through with it after realizing she can cancel her phone contact if necessary. Or contract, sorry. With that done, she leaves the bar before the others begin to celebrate. If one thing surprised her, it was her ability to engage with them at their level. At the same time, it fueled her determination to cooperate with them. It's the only way she can accomplish her goal. It's the only way she can help Rinka smile again. And we're back with Rinka. I spent all of yesterday in my room. There's no food left in the house, so I needed to trudge over to the convenience store today. And it's raining outside. The rainy season just started, and there will be plenty of more in the days to come. Are we just skipping from Rinka to playing as Miharu now? Miharu hasn't spoken to Rinka ever since Naomi's funeral. She recognizes that she lacks the ability to fill the gaping hole left in Rinka's heart. Of course, she wants to spend every possible second with her, if that was at all possible. Simply being there with her isn't enough for Miharu, though. Her greatest desire involves Rinka's happiness itself. She truly believes her actions will protect Rinka in her current state. That's why Scale's proposition was such a welcome news. All four likely had their own convictions, but that's fine. It doesn't change the fact that she still considers them targets to eliminate. One day later, Scale makes contact with Miharu. He said he would be spending some time looking into Yu's background. So she started to wonder if he had found things already, or something already. It was going a lot faster than anticipated either way. He denied it in the dream world, but he really might be a detective. Of course, it's equally possible that he failed to find anything of note. In that case, figuring out a quick solution is the best way to go. Yo, no, that's not his name, it's you. Good timing, we were waiting for you. Drinks are on me today. Everybody is already drinking by the time she arrives. I don't know why. I had the random thought, but if Frederico's offering to pay her out, what if the money he pays only just covers like someone's rent for a month, but then he gets eliminated? Does that completely change? Like, whoever needs, like the homeowner or rent occupant having enough money to pay, losing their house and like having an entirely different course of action throughout events. Yeah, either way. It's just a random thought I had. Actually no, because then they'll probably charge one of the other three for the drinks. Anyway, Miharu finds herself questioning why adults find it necessary to drink this much. I mean, the taste and I don't know, it might make it easier to socialize, to be fair. She gets that these are the kinds of people who need a drink to talk things out properly, though. Yep. That's why she opts to accept the offer and order some milk. They only serve espressos here, apparently, and Miharu turns down the offer. She's still hoping that next time she drinks a coffee, it will be Rinka's. Could we try and keep this short, please? I'm not too fond of how long the conversations drag on when you're all drinking. No mercy for you, huh? Well, not like I gathered everyone here for drinks. I bring some good news to the table as well. What kind of good news? As I anticipated, plenty of journalists are looking into what that you kid did at your school. Gotta wonder what'll happen to all their work if we were eliminated. But gotta wonder what'll happen to all their work if we eliminate them, though. Would it change to a completely different scoop? Yep. Or maybe just cover the festival. Who cares? Get to the point. What did you manage to find out? Well, it seems like there's no direct connection between what happened at Ebeka and the terrorist organization Null. Doesn't make them entirely unconnected, though. There's apparently a group that shares the same ideals. They claim to be Null's Japan's branch, but they did play a part. You did say that he was affiliated with Null in some manner. How did you find out this much in just one day? Use something of a code name, right? We're the only ones who know this, so it served as a solid bargaining chip. The entire conversation has taken a toll on Miharu's sense of reality. Hearing about things like this make her feel a little like she's playing some part in some fictional story. Whoa, look at the camera moment. Their ideals and goals are irrelevant. They're not directly related to you either. What's important is the information about you himself. So that was your idea of a foreplay, huh? Might as well get to the main event now. I still don't know much about you, but it seems like a young boy joined the ranks of Null's Japan branch this spring. He's a former mercenary who was born in the war zone. Seems there's an organization that in that place that would gather up orphans and raise them as child soldiers. They bought him from there. I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's a bought, not brought. Anyway, he's well versed in all manners of weapons and tears through battlefields like little emotion. Some refer to him as the Sagittarius of the Swift. Now that reeks. The kid was probably inducted into a local organization as some kind of payment. Back on topic though. Guess he's some kind of grudge against Japan, so he volunteered himself, or so they say. But get this, apparently Null's Japan branch weren't even in the market for any new soldiers. All they did was buy a puppet willing to throw away its life for them. Where'd this info come from? Sorry, but I'm gonna have to keep that to myself. Don't want to risk you two chasing down my sources. Yeah, we get it. You're in charge of the info. And we're in charge of the heavy lifting, right? That makes me question my place here. No need. It's you who got us to act in the first place. There's plenty of merit in your involvement. Skill gives her a quick wink. It only serves to annoy Miharu, prompting her to avert her eyes with a huff. You went to a mecha, right? Why do you bother the place like that? I was going to bring that up next. Seems like the organization didn't order him to go there. It's best to assume he had a couple of space on how he infiltrated the school and the amount of explosives he brought in. But it was his sole choice to do so. His infiltration method involved wearing a mecha school uniform to blend in. While he did stand out due to his appearance, no one doubted he was a girl. It was an act so bold in turn it seemed perfectly natural. In much of an organization when your people run around and do whatever they please. Speaking of which, there was that one case towards the end of the last month. They found a suspicious object on the Yamanote line. Is it related to any way? Nice deduction. You should be able to figure out why there's so much info about them available right now. The reason nothing came from that is because there was a traitor in the organization. Someone volunteered to commit terrorist acts but never followed through. Investigations into them kicked off behind the scenes thanks to that. Most of the Central members have been arrested as a result, and the organization has taken a massive hit. This news has been kept under wraps to avoid stirring up the public, as well as to prevent possible retaliation. You may not be a detective, but are you a police officer? It seems like a very limited. Like obviously, if this is under wraps, then journalists wouldn't know about it. The whole debacle damaged Null's reputation. Not much of a surprise though. The organization must have reached a breaking point for a traitor to pop up. But who knows what triggered it? It seems like you're getting to the important part of your story though. Yep, there's more. Seems like there was a plan to bomb Yamanote line before the case I just mentioned. Said plan got delayed when the person they wanted to carry out vanished. Biera can already tell what he's going with this. The nature of the conversation still feels odd, but she finds herself able to follow along well enough. Skill takes another sip of his drink before presenting his conclusion. I think it's likely the person who vanished was you. The plan was to be carried out during the first week of May, just after the Golden Week. It's no coincidence it overlaps with the beginning of the Divine Selection. Damn, you dug up a big treasure for us, didn't you? You even went out and revealed his cause of death. Gotta admit, I wasn't expecting him to be a suicide bomber. Their exchange it doesn't seem to make sense on the surface, but Miharu is able to place the piece as they talk. Then again, anyone would be able to put two and two together after hearing this much. If he blew himself up, then it only makes sense that what he did got undone as well. I guess the explosion itself is what killed him. Either that or the fire. Oh, there we go. Lights spewed from forth from Federico's card book, followed by Odette's, Miharu's assaulting his new card for each. Oh well. 2 cards down, 1 remain. It's only been a single day since they've been began to cooperate, but they have already discovered whose cause of death. It is a cause for joy, but even more than that, surprise. Miharu is just as surprised as the others, albeit not entirely for the same reasons. Wednesday, May 2nd, the very day Miharu and Rinka, along with the other participants, lost their lives. The day fate itself was altered. Rinka had told Miharu to the general gist of what happened, what she did that day. She never mentioned her direct cause of death. Miharu made sure to ask Naomi, who was with Rinka that day, and about all the details a few days later. Naomi was obviously frightened by Miharu's threatening attitude, but she did talk about her dreams where she and Rinka were caught in a fire while on the train. Miharu feels nothing but guilt over how she treated Naomi at the time, but it's too late for that now. Regardless, Rinka's death was through suffocation. Miharu learned this after eliminating Sonia and obtaining that card. As much as it pained Miharu to imagine Rinka's death, she used that card together with what Naomi told her to reach the conclusion that the smoke was from the fire caused Rinka to suffocate. However, part of her conjecture was incorrect, as she realizes it was no accident. Rinka was a victim of a used terrorist attack. What's up, Miharu? You look awfully pale. Sorry, I use the Yamanote flying frequently, so it's hard to shake the image of people dying on it. Miharu does all she can to maintain composure, but her expression shows a hint of anger. You took not only Naomi's life, but Rinka's as well. She cannot forgive him for that. I get what you mean. The Lord knows what drove him to do it, but the fact is of the matter that he is pure evil. We cannot let someone like him run amok. Hell, now I'm glad you had us prioritize him. I'd have all 3 of his cards already if the other 2 hadn't disappeared. Well, the main issue now is his regret. We wouldn't have figured out his cause of death as quickly as you, but it was only a matter of time before we did. I don't have any leads on that, I'm afraid. Then we've got 2 approaches. 1, we find someone who knows him and have them spill it. As for 2, we go get straight from the horse's mouth. Odette grins from ear to ear before downing the remainder of her drink. The hero takes a bit of a detour to head over to the Linehouse. Again, it doesn't say the Linehouse, it just says Linehouse, and I wonder what Rinka's doing. Miharu cannot muster the courage to stand outside. She does not want to accept her presence alone will do nothing but for Rinka. Instead, she recalls the events of the pause as she gazes through the window. Skill's ability to gather information took her by surprise. All she did was reveal Yu's name, but that was with just that, he quickly discovered his cause of death. And just as they were at a loss in regards to her regret, Odette showed them the way. She seemed excited about this prospect of resorting to violence too. Miharu, I don't know why. Miharu is well aware of how capable she is, but today she learned it means nothing when compared to the context and experience, not to mention Odette's extraordinary physique and spirit. The presence acted in its removable wall. The prospect of her own elimination does not frighten Miharu though. What frightens her is both Rinka's reaction to it happening as well as the idea of Rinka herself being eliminated. My existence alone isn't enough to give Rinka hope. Her willingness to give in, coupled with the complete lack of faith in herself, this is the side of Miharu that she never wants anyone to see. Even so, she made a promise to herself long ago. So long as Rinka believes that she's strong-hearted, she will do everything she can to live up to those expectations no matter the cost. Fortunately, Miharu knows that both scaling her debt or overestimating her. Perhaps it is due to the bluff that she has been maintaining for years. But all she has to do is keep pretending until the lie eventually becomes the truth. She hates herself for being a liar, but she also appreciates her ability to lie for the sake of the single goal. Instead, she does it all for one person, all for Rinka. The rainy season continues. Thursday, the next day. Just as I continue to remain a shell of my former self, I've only been eating the bare minimum. Though I've only been eating the bare minimum, I need to survive. I haven't weighed myself, but I've probably lost a couple of pounds. I'm sorry, Naomi. I've been having the same nightmare lately. It starts with the day I met Naomi and ends with the moment she died. Night after night, I'm forced to watch her die. I guess that's an appropriate punishment for me, though. It's my fault she died after all. This is the only way I can repent. The only thing I've done since then was wallow in my own regret. He would never. We never should have met in the first place. I can't help but think that. My thought process is nothing but an endless loop about this. I hear my phone ring. I reach over and pick it up. As I do, I notice the date, Thursday. 5 days have passed since Naomi died. I have a huge number of missed calls and messages. Most are from Mao. We're still off from school, so I wish she'd leave me alone. I don't have it in me to answer any calls or look over any messages she sent. I'm practically the one who killed Naomi. She wouldn't have died if I hadn't gotten her involved. That's actually not true. She wouldn't have died if you eliminated you when he asked you to. What gives me the right to speak to Mao? The responsibility I feel overall that this crushes me more and more each and every day. Oh, it's from Gran. There's one missed call from my Gran. She left a voicemail. Come see me, you think it get too tough. It's a simple message. But it is one that instills with a sense of relief. Throwing everything else on the wayside and spending time with her until my eventual elimination doesn't sound too bad. Although Miharu is cooperating with Scale and the others, she still makes sure to go about her daily life as usual. School being closed has served as a good opportunity for her to take on more shifts at work. They did warn all the students to avoid going outdoors as much as possible, but she doesn't care. Hearing the jingle of the door, Miharu directs her attention towards the entrance. Welcome home, miss. She finds herself at a loss for words. Who can blame her? Addressing the people who just walked into the door as master is something she would much rather not do. Thank you for your patronage. Do be mindful of the weather on your way home. Hold up, you can't treat a customer like that. Now, Federico, this is a maid cafe. It's only natural that we'd respond in kind. These two hanging out is not... It's not going to end well. These two should not be friends. I'm on Miharu's side on this. Skill clears his throat before continuing. I've returned home. Goodbye, please take care on your way home. She's telling us to scram. The tsundere archetype is just as entertaining as I heard. Yeah, I feel bad for Miharu on this. Quit running your mouth, would you? The hell's up with this place anyway? Let me find you a table so you can stop being a nuisance. It's common for foreigners to visit Maid Cafe in Akibara, so the two of them don't stand out much. The American, the Italian, Miharu makes sure they can hear their muttering as she directs them to their table. Geez, why did you deserve this? That is a good question. Well, you know what you've done. You know, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be in the divine selection. I know that sounds harsh, but it is a true statement. I apologize for anyone who is upset to hear it. Miharu ends up being left in charge of them due to their language barrier. The language barrier? Really? But they have the books. They know what they're saying. Anyway, I'll have to call it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully you can withstand me reading this while ill. And hopefully I can see you in the next one. With that, goodbye.